All right, George, you just shared a little bit about what you have been working on, but I'm interested what's ahead. What's on that roadmap for the rest of 2025 and even 2026?
I think continue to work on new technologies for sure, but really, I'm trying to think strategically is, how well are we going to adapt to new rules or new regulations? There's a lot of stuff in the news right now on tariffs. There's going to be changes to regulations. If I think about pharmacy and if the 340B program changes in some ways of how you procure those drugs, how are we going to adapt? How fast can we adapt? And how are we going to manage that change management? For regulations and rules, it's going to be pretty important, and it's going to be right, I think, centered for all supply chain leaders to have to deal with that.
And so on that roadmap, I mean, all those, to your point, things are changing. Tariffs really weren't even talked about a year ago, but now they are. You have it. How does that roadmap, how do you put that together? How do you put that strategic, roadmap together?
Well, obviously, we touch and deal with so many partners within these large healthcare chains. It's very important that we have the relationships with our counterparts, pharmacy and the operations teams to be able to communicate when changes are occurring. What does that mean? And how's that going to impact them? And you don't want to over communicate on worrying about the future without it being defined, but you better start to position yourself to be able to move fast when those changes do occur.
Very well said. And again, it's a thing about supply chain, it's always changing. So well done. Thanks so much for sharing that.